All right, good morning and welcome back to another edition of Bakersfield Business Partners podcast. My name is Duncan Harris. I'm the owner of Insurance Savings Group and past president of Bakersfield Business Partners. And we're a B&I chapter here in Bakersfield, California, and we help our members grow through referrals, but also through education and relationship. So we wanted to highlight our membership, and today we've got Javier Lesaca with us. Javier, good morning.
Good morning, Duncan. Oh, Duncan, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you for.
I just remembered right now.
Thank you for remembering that, putting that out there. It's Friday, May 19th. It's my birthday.
Remember that.
Hold on, I'm gonna put you on the spot now.
Yeah.
How old do you think I am?
Oh man.
Yeah, you have to answer.
You got the gray hair,
being
but
recorded.
you are younger than you look, I'm sure. So I'm gonna say
Younger than I'm look. Okay. Okay. You said that. Okay.
Is that a compliment? That was a compliment.
That-
Sorry. I'll say I'm gonna say 35.
I'll see. You're working it now. I'm 38.
Oh, I was gonna get that was my next guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Javier, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
You've been a member of B&I. We started this podcast really to highlight our membership. We think the strength of our group is our members and, kind of our core solid group, and we've built relationships. So anyhow, we'll kind of start from scratch. Maybe just tell me a little bit really quickly about yourself and then about your business.
Okay, so I own and operate Lesaca Landscape Company. We're a design, build, maintenance company. My wife and I are both owners. She runs the office end. I run the field end, I guess. And my dad started the gardening business back in 1974, and I just kind of grew up in it. Went off to school, got a degree in plant science, Fresno State, and then came back and joined my dad in partnership and kind of grew it from there.
We coming up on 50 years here pretty soon?
Man, it might be. Not me involved in 50 years, but the company kind of being around for 50
But that's really
70.
neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And you have some other experience. I know that you weren't always in the family business. You kind of went away and did some stuff.
Like I said, Fresno State got a degree in plant science. No intention to be a landscape contractor. More, I wanted to grow plants, so I worked in the nursery industry for a number of years in Fresno and then Southern California, and then decided to move back to Bakersfield. Yeah.
It sucks a lot of people back, Bakersfield, doesn't it?
It does. It's a great place. Bakersfield is, people that come, I meet a lot of people because doing a lot of new construction, I'm surprised how many people have moved into Bakersfield, from all over. And it's good.
So let's talk about what you do. Are you doing new construction, remodels? Are you doing maintenance, commercial, residential?
We do it all from design, build, and maintenance. So on the design build side, we prefer to do custom residential if it's new construction or remodel.
Okay.
But on the maintenance side, we try to just strictly do commercial maintenance.
Commercial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just kind of a funny blend, but it works for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just you. You have a crew helping you.
Yep. Yeah, we're about 10, a team of 10. So, yeah. Total.
And I feel like some of your guys have been with you quite a while.
Yeah. I have a couple guys with me, over 20, 25 years. Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And we try to take care of our guys best we can. And most of them stick around for a long time. Oh, yeah.
The 10 guys is a lot to manage, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a good mix for me. I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at. I don't ever see it being getting bigger.
Yeah.
And I don't go. I'm not in the field getting dirty like I used to, but I can manage it. To my wife and I, we can manage it pretty well.
And you're also involved in like the California Landscape Contractors Association, is that right?
Perfect. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, really involved. One time I was 2015. I was president of the state association.
Yeah.
So I was on the board. For a number of years, director of membership, and then president. And now I serve a trustee on the. We have our own insurance company, CLCA Insurance Solutions. So I'm a trustee on that board. Yeah.
So obviously that seems like it's a group of landscapers. You guys get together, you have your association. I'm sure there's a lot of educational opportunities and different things going on, but tell me, explain how it benefits your clients, right? That you're involved in this group. How does that kind of trickle down and benefit your clients in the end?
In a lot of ways, in that there'll be maybe problems on a job or something I've never done, but because I have this network of contractors, I know all over the state. I can get on the phone and call someone. Hey, Bill Schnitz in San Diego. Hey, how would you do this? How would you do that? And I can find answers, solutions pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's great.
From people with experience.
How big is that group? Do you know?
We're licensed contractors, about 1,200 licensed contractors.
Oh, wow.
But then there's also affiliates like, people that sell product or
Sure.
service things. And so it's the whole association is probably over 2,000 members. Yeah.
So let's kind of talk about the process of working with a landscape contractor.
Right.
Maybe someone bought a house and the backyard wasn't finished, or they buy a house and they just want to redo everything.
Right.
So maybe, what are like some of the first tips you would give people, or like what's the process like? Hey, we want to redo everything. Like what should we be prepared for?
Yeah, we get calls. Hey, can you come over and give us a bunch of ideas? And I kind of tell people, really, you've got to come up with the ideas.
Okay.
'Cause my ideas may not mesh with your ideas. So we ask people to do a little research first. Go online, go to gardens. If you drive around, you see a landscape you like, take a photo. Plants you like, take photos of plants, or start doing a little homework. And then kind of have a vision of what you want to do this. Is it going to be low maintenance? Do you want like an outdoor area you just want to relax in? Give it some thought. Then we can come in and kind of take your ideas and kind of say, hey, we can do this, we can do that, or maybe how about try something else? And then we can kind of, between their core ideas and what we can kind of massage it to, make it work. Also, a budget. A budget's that's the hardest number to get out of somebody.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And if you trust a contractor, if you trust them, if they feel trustworthy, if they got a good reputation, you shouldn't be afraid to tell them your budget, because they're going to help you use that budget to the max. I mean, if someone had a dream of doing this $100,000 landscape, but they have $20,000, I'm going to say, okay, well, let's put together a master plan. Okay, so let's design the whole project. And you're not gonna you don't have the money to do the whole thing, but let's do it in phases. Let's do areas that you really could use right now, and then some things that maybe, like, say example, let's plant your trees first, because trees will take 5 years to grow.
Sure. Let's
plant some grass areas let's maybe pour some concrete so you can enjoy the outside. And then we can build upon that as more funds become available. So you shouldn't be afraid to tell some budget. I get calls and, well, I don't know what things cost. You don't know what things cost, but you know how much you have. How much you can spend, and that's what you should be honest with your contractor.
So people obviously have been burned by contractors. I mean, maybe that's what you're getting at. Is they've worked with contractors, they get these bids, the price blows up in the end, you know.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, do you kind of have maybe just your experience, but are you able to mitigate that in any way? I mean, maybe foresee potential problems?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you hire somebody, contractor, you want to, go to CSLB, put in their license number, make sure they're licensed. If they're going to bring employees, make sure they have workers' comp.
Yep.
Have some liability insurance. Don't be afraid to ask for a certificate of insurance. They should not say, "Oh, I'm going to get it to you," and not get it to you. You should be able to, within a day or two, have it sent to you.
Yep.
If they have it. If they don't have it, red flag number one.
Is that a big problem in your industry?
Yeah. I mean, the underground economy is a big deal in the landscape maintenance trade. I mean, because it's easy to get in. You need a truck and a
shovel.
Shovel.
Yeah.
But then check them out through the license board, but also ask for referrals. Google I'm going blank. Google reviews.
Yeah.
Huge. I mean, I get a lot of my work because someone just looked me up online. I ask everybody who calls me how they found out about us. It was a referral from BNI, or if it was from online, and most of it, if not 80% of it's from online.
It's a lot of Google stuff now.
Online search. Yeah.
So, I just went blank too. So, what was I going to say? So, obviously, maybe, you talked about design and ideas. Is it happen where you get started on a project and they say, oh, we don't like that? and then they want to change it, and that costs them more money in the end.
Yeah, and we try to, try to keep people focused on what we're doing. I mean, that's why we really focus on doing the landscape design, the master plan, and so from that we can get a true cost of what the project's going to cost, and we can keep people online to where we're going. Man, we've gotten to situations where, I didn't know that tree's gonna look like that. We try to get people photos, of everything we do, so they can have a good, if they're going to do any concrete, we try to find samples of concrete or pavers or anything, so they really know what they're going to get.
I imagine you've probably done just about every type of landscape there is, I would think, at this point.
Yeah. Right now it's mostly drought tolerant landscape. Mm-hmm. That's what everybody wants, even with all the rain we had. That's kind of the focus. But
what about grass? Are you putting in a lot of grass?
Not as much as we used to. It's not. And the drought was one thing that caused people to kind of set back on grass. And we create some beautiful landscapes without a lot of grass.
I'm seeing a lot of houses in our neighborhood. They're eliminating the grass from their front yard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just landscaped.
Right.
And it looks really cool. It's actually it's different.
Right.
But when it's thought out, I think it looks really well put together in some cases,
Yeah, I think I mean, the grass is great, but grass needs to be mowed every week.
Yeah, it takes maintenance.
More maintenance than
chemicals, and weeds,
fertilizer.
Yeah.
If you want a nice, clean looking, pristine grass. Where if you just did maybe a planting with just all plants, if you pick the right plant, put it in the right place, it should be very little maintenance. Little maintenance, that's the key. Right plant, right place. And that's in anything, for a tree, for a bush, anything. You want to make sure it's not something that's going to cause any problems down the road. So
that's really probably where your experience comes in, right? People come in, they say, oh, we just love this type of tree and we want to put it right next to our house. And you're probably going,
Yeah, I'm honest with people. I just won't plant anything because they want to. I'll be honest with it. We had a job the other day where they wanted this one particular shrub. They want to create a screening from their neighbors.
Okay.
And it was a protocarpus, which was a beautiful ice blue. It was a kind of a bluish green, beautiful foliage. But it would, for them to, and they were running a screen out this 2-story house that was behind them.
Yeah.
And it was a really cool looking plant, but it would take them 20 years
to get that
height.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation. I say, we can find some other things that'll still look nice, but give you that screening in a little faster.
Let me make you a deal. I have these 3 hideously ugly podocarpus trees in my backyard. I'll let you take them out for free.
Yeah.
You can give those guys their screen today, Javier.
Right.
Happy to do it.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I mean, there's so much nuance in plants and trees. Like, for instance, the podocarpus. It has its benefits and its drawbacks.
Right.
It's it actually is beautiful. I think it's evergreen, right?
Yeah,
it has these little berries on there and stuff.
Yeah.
But we have them next to our pool.
Oh yeah.
And actually, I don't know what it is, but the shape of the leaf will clog our pool vacuum.
Yeah.
But it is great. It shades our pool in the afternoon, which is so nice.
Yeah.
You can go out there and not get sunburn.
And then you got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
When you're landscaping and around structures or pools, I mean, there's always going to be a little inconvenience for the convenience, and so you can make that decision, how much maintenance you want. And that again, that's a maintenance issue. It's how much maintenance you want. I mean, we could do just a drought tolerant pea gravel rock garden with nothing that gets taller than 2 feet around a pool, and it'll probably look beautiful. You won't have that shade factor, but maybe you don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I mean, let's maybe talk more about trees. Mm-hmm. We picked our house because of the trees that it has.
Yeah.
In the backyard, they're very mature. I think our house is over 30 years old.
Yeah.
So we have these great trees.
Yeah.
Which is so nice. It's very inviting.
Mm-hmm.
But it also kind of causes problems because now you have shade, right? Certain plants don't grow under there.
Sure.
Sometimes the grass really struggles in the back area of our yard.
Yeah.
How do you kind of manage and console people those?
I mean, a landscape changes every day. Every day, a leaf grows, a flower blooms, or a leaf drops, or a root grows. every day there's a change. So you just have to understand that. And you understand maybe right now it's going to look this way, but in 5 years, I might have to make a change, take some stuff out. And maybe that tree that maybe you didn't plant, maybe the previous owner planted that looked like it was good, maybe it needs to come out, and then maybe you got transitioned to another tree. We were doing, I was consulting a home there in Seven Oaks, and they have redwood trees all the way around the backyard. And they look up. There's a few that are struggling. Yeah. And they're a tough tree to grow in Bakersfield. Yeah. I haven't planted one in years because they're just not what they used to be.
But they're all over town, actually.
They're all over town.
Yeah.
So they understand these trees and they're by the pool, which are really messy.
Right.
So they understand that we're going to have to probably take these trees out. A couple are looking like they're ill, sick. So, we said, well, let's do this. Let's do this over a series of 5 years. Let's say we take out 3 trees and we plant something else in there. And we wait 5 years and those get some size too. And then we go back and take the other 2 out and do it more of a transition than take everything out. Right. And then all of a sudden you see every neighbor behind you and you don't have any more shade and it's just kind of a blank slate again. So that's something to think about. Maybe do things in phases. If you're going to do a remodel, that's a lot of times we do that. We try to keep some things, bring some new stuff in. Maybe down the road, whatever is 3-5 years, take that stuff out, bring some other stuff in, and kind of manage it that way.
And you're patient enough to take that approach.
I don't care. Yeah, I figured I'd rather have a client for 20 years than a client for a month.
One time.
Yeah.
Well, so what else? What about like lighting?
Lighting is really cool. I mean, that makes a big difference, I think. I mean, I'm big on lighting. LED lighting is easy to do. It really opens up your landscape in the evenings when it can be really dark. And from the inside, just looking from the inside of your house out, when you have a tree lit up or a certain landscape element lit up, a walkway lit up, it just really it's more inviting. It's safety issue. You can see where you're walking at night or who's walking in front of your house. Lighting is really cool. There's a lot of really high-end lighting where you can do color and stuff like that. But just a basic lighting system, we put it in every bid. Every bid, even they don't ask for it, we always put a little 10 fixture light system in. And if they say yes, go ahead, let's do that. 9 times out of 10, they ask for more lights. We put the 10 fixtures in. Oh, it'd be nice to light this tree up or that tree or this. We're adding more lights. Once they see it,
meaning once they see it, they're sold. They love it.
Sold. And love it.
Okay.
And it doesn't. LED doesn't use a lot of energy.
Okay.
They look great. So
and you guys set up the timers and do all that stuff.
Set the timer, run the wire. Yeah.
Is it hard to add on to an existing lighting system? So if you have the 10 lights and they want 3 more, is that pretty simple?
Because we always set it up. So like I said, we do 10 fixtures on a 150 watt transformer, and we can put on another 30 fixtures on there if you want to.
Easily. Okay.
And we space them out. If we know we're going to put, if you think you're going to put some lighting maybe someday down the road, we'll just run some extra wire. We'll either stick it up in the ground or we'll take a picture of it, bury it so you know where it's at and come back to it. But yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Are there like new laws or any like new technology affecting your industry?
Well, the drought there was. I mean, that's affecting new homeowners because when we do new construction, can't plant as much grass as you used to. Right?
So what is that rule? I mean,
no more than 10% of the total landscape can be turf.
10%.
10%. So if you got
what's like the average home? If you're driving around Bakersfield and they got a big front lawn, what are they looking at? 30%, 40% turf? What are we looking at?
Oh, now, a new existing.
Existing, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was
more
it?
Than that. There was no law. You could put wall-to-wall turf, but now it's 10%. And if it's commercial properties, 0.
Zero lawn at commercial properties. Interesting.
If you look at all the new construction, there's no grass.
So grass must be sucking up all the state's water, or what?
That's what they think. It's not so much it's just the irrigation installed properly. It's not managed right. People are not taking care of their systems, so water's running.
There's a lot of waste. Yeah, it's running down the driveway.
A lot of waste. Yeah.
So not as much grass, and then would you be able to go in behind that new home and put more grass in, or no?
It happens all the time. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I see it all the time. Yeah.
So they can the builder can only put 10%, but once you buy the home,
it's up to you.
They could come in and
yeah,
add the grass.
Yeah,
Interesting.
they got that strict here in Bakersfield where they'll come back after you.
But they have all these incentives, don't they, for like taking out grass?
Cal Water's got a great program. We're working on a couple projects where they'll pay you to take out the turf so much. That's $3 per square, no, $1.50, $2 a square foot. I forget. I think commercial is more, but they'll take out turf. You can convert your system to a drip system from spray to drip. They have incentives for that as well.
That's cool.
And so it won't pay for the whole project, but pay for maybe a third of it.
Are you able to do those projects, or do they have to have like the state approved contractor?
They have to have a licensed contractor to do the work. Well, actually, they could do it themselves. Okay, no, that's not true. They can do the work themselves. They have to submit a design, tell what kind of components they're going to use for the irrigation, and they can do it themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the ones we do is we're installing it. But I let the homeowner. We do design work. We'll do all the design work for the planting and the irrigation. Give it to them. They submit everything, get approval. They get the check. Then we just do our thing. Yeah.
So I want to actually go back because this, you just said you do design work, but you also said like the homeowner has to come up with their own ideas.
Yeah.
So like maybe I had those two like conflated in my head.
Well, I tell people, Houzz, great site. It's at houzz.com. Great site to start. Say, well, I want to do a dry creek bed. Okay. So I said, well, just have you seen one before? Maybe they have. Maybe they just heard of one. So go online. If it's Pinterest, if it's Houzz, start putting together some photos of ideas you like, or drive around town. If you see one, take a picture of one. To kind of get a feel what it is, or anything. If it's a outdoor retreat area, if you want some concrete with something, do you want gray concrete? Do you want stamped concrete? Do you want pavers? That's when people have to start formulating their ideas. Sometimes my ideas don't mesh with other people's.
So, I mean, you basically need someone to say, okay, I want a sitting area over here. And I want this place to be grass, and then we're going to have a fountain over here.
Yeah,
and then you come in,
and I'll tell them, okay, those are great ideas. Maybe we can move it a little bit here or there. Maybe make this area bigger. Because if you want to put a table and chairs out there, what are you going to use it for?
But then you'll design around their idea.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So then you'll say, okay, we're going to have 14 shrubs here. And
Oh yeah, we'll do all that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what else? What's
one thing that I'd like to talk about too is soil amending. People do not do enough with their soil. That's one thing we do. I'm not saying nobody else does, but that's something we are big on. Making sure you're using right soil conditioner, compost, incorporating the soil, because the soil health is huge. Irrigation is important. Picking the right plants is important, but getting the soil right is maybe the most important, really.
What did you do to our soil in the backyard?
So
Javier just did the grass in my backyard. We have lots of shade, as you've heard, lots of shade, and the grass that we had they had done construction projects on it. It was dead.
Yeah.
And the soil seemed really compacted and hard. Well, you replaced the soil, and now every week, the gardener comes once a week. The grass is growing like 3 inches a week.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's literally up to your knees when the gardener comes.
Yeah, we use a good amount of compost.
Okay.
We use a live earth. It's a humate acid.
Okay.
And then we use another product that has a mycorrhizae. And they're all kind of beneficial bacteria. You got to think about the soil. A living soil has bacteria. It's got nematodes. It's got all this little things you can't even see in there that are breaking down the organic material, making it available to the plant material. It's helping the soil hold moisture, so you're not water's not draining right through it. And if you get the soil right, it'll live forever. I mean, there's I have some friends in the Bay Area who are 100% organic landscaping. They do not use any chemicals, and say you apply one application of nitrogen, which is a key component for fertilization.
Yeah,
should last a lifetime. If the soil is healthy, you got to think the soil is because I don't know, you're still too young for this, but if you don't take you're a probiotic, your gut health, right?
Yeah,
gut health
health.
is really important,
Yeah.
and gut health is just healthy bacteria in your stomach that help break those food down, enzymes, and make you have a balance, right?
It's kind of like the soil.
Same thing in the soil. You have all that beneficial bacteria, nematodes, mycorrhizae, organic material. You have this whole ecosystem in the soil that it just is much healthier for the plants. Yeah.
So, speaking of my project, we had a couple bids. My wife had called a couple other contractors,
Right.
And they had given us these really big, like, elaborate proposals, and they had told us all this stuff they were going to do. And you came in and like your price was actually lower.
Okay.
And
I should charge you more.
You should have. Dang it. But I was like, Javier, these guys are saying they're going to do this and that. And you were like, oh yeah, well, that's all included. Of course, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all like in your basic package.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I think you mentioned one of your bids. They said they were going to take out all the soil.
They were going to take out like 6 inches of soil or something.
And there's no need for that. The soil, you didn't need to take out. So you just need to put some life back into the soil. That's what you need to do. Not take it out, but create life in the soil. Yeah.
Well, listen, we're very happy.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys did a great job. You did a great job. Everything was clean. I'll say this about Javier as a contractor. Our backyard was clean the entire time.
Yeah.
There wasn't mess like construction debris anywhere.
Yeah.
So it was just super nice. A really good experience.
That's real important for me, is to make sure we leave the job site at the end of the day, it's cleaned, or things are put to the side, so it's not going to become a hazard for anybody.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of switch gears here. So you've been a member of BNI for a little while.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's great. BNI is great. It wasn't a lot longer than I thought I'd be in it, being honest with you. I think I really didn't think I'd be in BNI this long, but it's a great organization. If it's all about the referrals, right? That's the idea of BNI, is helping each other out, but it's more than that, because of the especially our group. There's just so much business knowledge. There's some good business people in there, and everybody's willing to share ideas and help each other out. It's just a great group. It's a great group. Yeah, I've learned a lot. I mean, my business is better for it, not because of the referral is one, but just learning everything I have over the last few years. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're glad to have you as part of the group. For those listening, I think we just passed the $1 million mark. We keep track of how much referred business we do in the group. We're about 6 months into the year, and we're just over $1 million. And there's about 28 people. So every seat, every spot's very valuable. Javier did my yard. He did a great job. And like, that just makes it so much easier for me to refer him out to everybody, to my mom and to different people in my family.
Yeah.
So, well, anyhow, thanks. Happy Friday.
Yeah. And hey, again, happy birthday. What's the plans for birthday?
Nothing. We're probably just going to go out to dinner. Maybe we'll try that place, the Botanist. I don't know.
That'd be a cool place.
We just go to the same places every time.
Yeah, I know.
Tokyo Garden and Fragotti's.
Oh, nice.
That's what we do.
Yeah. All right.
Anyhow, okay, if you're curious about BNI, come check us out. We meet Tuesday mornings at 7:30. And until then, Javier, we'll see you next time.
All right, Duncan. Thanks.
Take care.
All right.